Wonderland is a very big place indeed. The paths twist and turn in the most peculiar ways. One moment you are in a lovely garden, and the next you are lost in a tulgey wood. Walking is quite slow when a path decides to become a river without any warning. I thought to myself, a car would be a splendid thing. A car would help me travel from the Mad Hatter's tea party to the Queen of Hearts croquet match much faster. I would not have to worry about my shoes getting muddy or my feet getting tired from all the nonsensical walking. It seemed like a very sensible idea in a land where sense is not very common. A car in Wonderland would not be an ordinary car, of course. It would need to be as magical as the world around it. It would need to handle roads that sing and bridges that tell riddles. I imagined a car that could float over the singing flowers without disturbing their songs. It would also need to be very friendly, so it wouldn't frighten the timid dormouse or the nervous white rabbit. A proper Wonderland car should be a friend, not just a machine. It would be a companion for all my curious adventures, ready for any surprise that this topsy-turvy world could offer. It was a grand plan, a wonderful and exciting thought. The biggest reason for a car was time. Time in Wonderland is a tricky thing. The Mad Hatter is always stuck at 6 o'clock and the White Rabbit is always late for a very important date. With a car, perhaps I could help him. I could give him a ride and he might finally arrive on time for once. Imagine the look on his face. A car would make me the master of my own schedule, a rare thing in this place. I could visit the Cheshire Cat in his tree and then zip over to see the caterpillar on his mushroom, all before tea time. It would make Wonderland feel a little less confusing. So the decision was made. I would build a car, a magical, wonderful and very silly car. It would be a project full of fun and imagination. I did not have any real tools or metal parts, but in Wonderland that does not matter very much. All you truly need is a bit of curiosity and a lot of nonsense. The journey of building this car would be an adventure in itself. I was ready to start. I gathered my thoughts, which were as colorful as butterflies, and prepared to create something Wonderland had never seen before. It was going to be a marvelous undertaking, a truly grand design. The first step was to find the body of the car. I found a very large, sturdy pumpkin in the Queen's garden. It was bright orange and perfectly round. With a little bit of magic, which I borrowed from a passing breeze, I hollowed it out. It became a cozy and spacious cabin, big enough for me and a few friends. The pumpkin shell was strong but soft, so it would be a comfortable ride. The stem of the pumpkin became a perfect curly steering wheel. It felt just right in my hands, ready to guide me through any whimsical road or path that appeared before me. It was a fine start to my creation. Next, the car needed wheels. I could not use plain rubber wheels. That would be far too dull. I walked to the beach where the mock turtle sang his sad songs. There I found 4 large, beautiful seashells. They shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow. The dodo bird, who is very good at organizing things, helped me attach them to the pumpkin. We used strong vines that giggled when you tied them. The seashell wheels did not roll. Instead, they hovered just above the ground. This meant the car could glide smoothly over grass, water, and even the Queen's grumpy card soldiers without a single bump. For the engine, I needed something truly special. A regular engine is loud and smelly. I wanted one that was quiet and happy. The Cheshire Cat appeared with a grin and offered me a solution. He gave me a jar filled with captured laughter from the Mad Hatter's tea party. He said the laughter was very powerful. I carefully placed the jar under the pumpkin's hood. When the car needed to go, the laughter would bubble and fizz, pushing the car forward with pure joy. The car's horn was a small trumpet flower that played a cheerful tune instead of a loud honk. The final touches were the most fun. The seats were made from soft mushroom tops, which were very bouncy and comfortable. For headlights, I asked 2 friendly fireflies to sit in lanterns on the front of the car. They promised to glow brightly whenever it got dark. The paint was made from crushed buttercups, which gave the car a sunny, happy yellow color. The White Rabbit rushed by and accidentally dropped his pocket watch. I picked it up and placed it on the dashboard. Now my car had a clock that always showed it was time for an adventure. The car was complete. The day came to show my car to everyone. I parked it in the middle of a field of daisies. The Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and the Dormouse were the first to arrive. The Mad Hatter tipped his very large hat and walked around the car 3 times. "It's a marvelous contraption," he declared. "But does it have a place for tea?" I opened the pumpkin door and showed him the special cup holders I had made from teacups. He clapped his hands with glee. The March Hare wiggled his ears with excitement. asking if it was fast enough to outrun a bad mood. Soon, more friends gathered. The Cheshire Cat appeared, floating above the car with his famous grin. "Quite a curious vehicle," he purred. "It seems to be smiling." He was right. The curve of the pumpkin gave the car a happy face. The White Rabbit arrived, huffing and puffing. I'm late! I'm late!" he cried. I pointed to the driver's seat and told him I could give him a ride. His eyes grew wide with wonder. He had never seen such a thing. He nervously polished his spectacles to get a better look at the amazing pumpkin car that stood before him. The Queen of Hearts arrived with her card soldiers. Everyone became very quiet. She looked at the car with a stern expression. "What is this ridiculous orange thing?" she demanded. I was a little scared, but I politely explained that it was my new car. I told her it was built for fun and adventure. To show her, I pressed a button, and the trumpet flower horn played a happy little song. A small smile appeared on the Queen's face for just a moment before she tried to hide it. "Humph," she said. "It is acceptable, but it must not be faster than me." The grand unveiling was a great success. All my friends in Wonderland were amazed. They touched the soft mushroom seats and marveled at the hovering seashell wheels. The Dormouse even fell asleep in the cozy cabin. The Mad Hatter started pouring tea for everyone to celebrate the new invention. The car wasn't just a machine, it was a new friend for all of us. It brought everyone together in a moment of shared wonder and excitement. It was a happy day in Wonderland, all thanks to a little imagination and a big orange pumpkin. The true joy of the car was in the driving. My first journey was with the White Rabbit. He hopped into the passenger seat, nervously clutching his watch. "To the Duchess's house, and quickly!" he shouted. I turned the pumpkin stem, and the jar of laughter began to bubble. The car lifted gently off the ground and glided forward. We zipped past the talking flowers, who waved their petals at us. We floated over the chessboard fields without disturbing any of the pieces. The White Rabbit watched the world fly by, his whiskers twitching with delight. For the first time ever, he arrived early. The car made every trip an adventure. One afternoon, the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, and I went for a drive. We decided to follow a path that sang opera. The car hummed along with the road, and the seashell wheels spun rainbows beneath us. We drove upside down through the Tulgey Wood, with the mushroom seats holding us in safely. The firefly headlights helped us see through the spooky shadows. The March Hare laughed so hard that he almost fell out, but the giggling vines held his seatbelt tight. The car was not just for travel. It was for making wonderful memories. Having the car was very helpful. When it started to rain jam tarts from the sky, I could quickly drive under a giant mushroom for cover. When the Queen of Hearts demanded a new flamingo for her croquet game, I could travel to the other side of Wonderland to find one. The car could even float on the Sea of Tears, acting like a little boat. It made the impossible things in Wonderland feel a little more possible. It was a key that unlocked new parts of this magical world, making it easier and much more fun to explore every curious corner. In the end, my pumpkin car was more than just a way to get around. It was a symbol of what you can do with a little bit of creativity in a world that runs on nonsense. It was a source of joy, a helper for my friends, and a vessel for countless adventures. Driving through Wonderland, with the sound of laughter pushing me forward and the scent of buttercups all around, was the most wonderful feeling. The car proved that even in the most illogical place, a good idea, a bit of magic, and some help from your friends can create something truly splendid and useful.